Hey everyone, this is Senor Stationery again, and today's review I'm gonna make a review on the evolution and design of Rotring retractable erasers. So as you can see, Legoman here has brought up the three main models, so let's give a look on them. Thank you. So let's give it a look first on the earlier one. This is the Rotring Bi Rasor, made in Germany. Over here on the center has Rotring with the typical font, if you can appreciate over here, and it says Bi Rasor, B as in 2. Why is it 2? Well, as you can notice on the style, we have on one side the white eraser and on the other one the yellow ink eraser. And how does this retractable work? Well, we just pull out the white plastic and we extend. As you can see, these are more smaller refills. These are not as longer as the regular click pens or eraser pens, so these are sort of like half the size. And then if we look inside, we can notice the white refill, and here goes the ink refill. The refills are not that common to see nowadays, but you might be able to find as they occasionally appear on eBay. So if you wanna get a few, you just stay tuned for those. Or you might actually don't even end up finishing the refills for these ones, as these pens are not that common or probably that used that much. Then again, pull over here this one, you can see the white one, so you just adjust it to the size you want it. This looks apparently regular size to like the standard eraser refills, as you can see. So you might even want to adapt any other erasers, say from Papermate or other brands, Faber-Castell, Herlitz, maybe Pentel, I'm not sure, but those might also be able to fit here on the Bi Rasor. It's kind of like an odd shape, you know. I think the most comfortable will be this side. So we have the white side, and then you just like rub it, and then you just, when you reach to when you don't have any more eraser, you just pull out the red cap and extend a little bit more, and then gets there. So it was pretty much like that. And when back in the day, when they used a lot of the isograph sketch pens, or in the special tracing paper or plastic paper, you will use this yellow eraser to erase that ink. Please note that this eraser is only for China ink, for say the Marsmatic or the Isograph or the TG1 pens from the main pen makers for technical pens. So be aware that this eraser is not for regular ink or for fountain pen ink. So just as a note, this is just for special tracing paper or plastic paper to erase that China ink, okay? So this was around the 1970s. Rotring had a lot of this kind of burgundy red and orange style. Some of their items had this color, so it was that much their brand color. They had the red as for like their name, Rot within German means red, and ring as in red circle or red ring. So this was very much in the 1970s. This is a rare pen to find nowadays, but you can still manage to find it in eBay. So it's a nice, interesting type of retractable pen, or for those who like technical drawing or design. It's an interesting vintage item to have. So how does this fit to our next one? The next one will be called the Tikky Eraser. So it's pretty much, actually the Bi Rasor is a little bit longer. If we post it over here on the bottom, the Bi Rasor is slightly longer. I don't know if you can see over here. It's a tiny bit longer, the Bi Rasor, than its successor. So now let's talk on the successor. Sometime around the 1980s, the whole popularity of the retractable pen, mostly as the leader, which was Pentel's click eraser, stem up a race to make better eraser pens. So I would say the popular ones were somewhere between the Pentel Click Eraser. Rotring came up with this with their Tikky Eraser. Staedtler came up with both their Bi Rasor and their Radet eraser, which I have made a review. If you check on my videos, I made a Staedtler design evolution, and you will be able to see the history and the evolution of the retractable erasers. So Rotring came up with this style, which I personally think works kind of better than Staedtler's, maybe better than the Click Eraser, even better than Faber-Castell's, so and any other erasers, which I think the most popular is, I mean, among the Japanese one, I think is pretty much Pentel, even overall Tombow or the other brands. So if we compare that leader, the Click Eraser, to this one, the Rotring, well, this was an interesting style if we look at it. So this is a 1980s one. This is very rare. I was lucky to find this one on Italian eBay. This is very rare. This is looks like an old stock brand new one, and I like the slight details. Say for example, we have the Rotring logo here etched on the clip, which is nice and subtle. We have the Rotring, which looks painted, as you can notice, the red ring as in the brand. Then we have Tikky Eraser. Tikky Eraser is not etched, it's just printed. And we have Tiki with their 1980s font. This is around the 1970s and 1980s, so we can tell this is like an 80s version and eraser. And then we have the triangular gripping section, which works pretty good. You can see this when we click, it propels the eraser. You see black teeth and gray ring over here. The triangular barrel works pretty good, gives a firm grip, and it propels pretty good and very precisely the amount of eraser that you need. And you can either refill it pushing the eraser from the bottom or from the top, whichever works pretty good. You can push it from down to top or get it all the way up. Since it's fully open, we can get it all the way from here, from the top as well. Works pretty good. So this is a very nice style. If you look at the style closely, you will see that the huge resemblance with its brother or cousin, the Papermate E Racer or the Erase It eraser pens, which are still produced nowadays, but in some markets, and it's not widely available. So this looks very professional, very elegant. The Tikky Eraser came in, I believe, what was it? 5 colors. This is the white one. There's the regular black, yellow, a light blue, and a light pink. So this one's also available in several colors, same as in Staedtler, which also offered their erasers in several colors, and same as Pentel with their Click Eraser. So that was a good idea. I really like this design. I'm really proud that I was able to snatch this vintage Tikky Eraser. This Tikky Eraser was probably launched when Rotring was bought by Sanford, as when I bought a box of these, of the newer one you're about to see. It's at Sanford. And this version, this style, if you look closely, as it resembles the Papermate, the Papermate says made in Japan, so we can infer that this style and design was probably commanded by Sanford to some source or manufacturer in Japan. But it works really well. I mean, I feel like this is the one that should work the better and the most, the less likely to have a broken clip, as this is a very strong plastic, maybe even close to the ABS plastic, which is one of the sturdiest. So this is really high quality plastic and very resistant to fall, to breakups and everything. So I feel this design is really a favorable one. And then came the restyling in the 1990s. What happened in the 1990s? Well, they kept the same style, except that they stopped painting the ring. Instead they just switched this gray ring, as you can see, to this red one close to the black teeth. So they made it more cleaner. They have the same tri-shape gripping section, like three ridges over here, and now they printed on sideways the logo. Now in silver printing they have Rotring, Tiki with the newer 1990s font, and Eraser, and this is green grave. So whenever, because it will happen, this will get discolored because I have a used one, a black one, and the print does rub off. You still get to notice the brand, so that's a good thing, so it won't have the fault of missing the brand. But I still like this, the vintage detail of having Rotring over here printed on the clip, which look more nicer in my opinion. But it's still a nice update. I mean, this was the very last one until sometime in the 90s, and then Rotring just dropped them off, sadly, as I think this is a very versatile eraser and very comfortable for us people who like to draw occasionally or design stuff. They just made their block eraser, the classic block erasers, and sometime in the 90s they stopped doing this, so that's about it. Now let me show you so you can appreciate a little bit more also the design, considering the white color of the pens. I have over here the black ones, so you can notice again, so it looks really nice, very elegant and striking in the style, more professional and bold. So I like how the red ring pops overall the whole black color. Again, try to imagine this in the yellow or pink or light blue, which were also the other colors from Rotring. I personally like more the white and black ones. I don't know, that's just my personal preference. But I also have the other colors, but I just couldn't find them at the moment, so I just had to work with the black and the white ones. As you can see, this looks pretty good. I mean, the 80s one looks really nice, very elegant, fairly bold for its era. And then we have the slightly updated one from the 1990s. Again, the silver printing. This is a brand new one. I have a used one, which is my daily use one, and that does rubs its layering. Let me get it over here. I have it right beside me. Here, look. As you can see, the silver printing will fall off, but you can still notice the wordings, considering that it is engraved and it's not just printed. So this helps to keep and be aware of the brand. But again, this brand new one looks pretty good. Again, as I say, this is really comfortable. The tri-grip looks really great. I actually enjoy using this more. This one, the Rotring and the Papermate sibling. This, I personally believe, have the better eraser. These ones erase really great, as the refills. Nowadays, the Papermate eraser refills are made in USA, but some older ones are made in Japan. And so the older ones, if you find them, are a little bit more clearer and less whiter. They really erase all kinds of graphite, so that's really good. I mean, that's really great. An achievement of making an eraser pen that really does erase well, because when I've compared, and I will make a video making a comparison eventually, the Staedtler, which is also a popular one, and the Click eraser from Pentel don't erase all kinds of LEDs. Those work really well for HB LEDs, but they don't erase as much as this one, the Tikky Eraser. The Tiki and the Papermate sibling do erase all kinds of graphite, even the darker ones or the lightest ones. So that's the more versatile one for drawing, sketching, or designing. Again, the Click is pretty popular, and the Staedtler is also fairly popular. But I mean, the Staedtlers, I believe the style is nice. It's kind of very German type design, but the eraser is just not up on par to the quality of the Papermate ones. So again, these are really good erasers. I mean, try to find them, and if you get their original refills, they are really good, and they're the standard size. I mean, you can fit any kind of brands to this, so be aware. Oh, actually, I think this is an older one. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, let me see. Okay. Yes, these are the older ones. I don't know if you can notice, but these are sort of It's not as translucent, but it's kind of sort of translucent, being this the older one. This is in 1980s and this is in 1990s. So I believe these refills are the Japanese made ones. These, compared to the newer US made ones, these write really great, really smoothly, and I will make a test on these later on and compare all the click erasers so you can see the difference. Again, I cannot stress enough how really good these ones, the Papermate brand, Sanford brands erasers erase. But this style, again, not the tough stuff. The tough stuff erases kind of so-so, and you will see eventually. But these ones are really good. I mean, I will stress this kind of eraser better than the click eraser or the Staedtler Mars Rasor or the Radet or the Mars Plastic. So I will say kind of stick to this, and if you don't like that much eraser pens on block erasers, I personally recommend the Edding erasers or the Faber-Castell dust-free erasers, as those are the ones that really erase all kinds of graphite and qualities. So again, I think I overextended a little bit much on this review, but I hope you enjoy this a lot, and stay tuned for more eraser reviews or pen reviews, which I will be posting later on. Thanks again for watching. If you like these reviews, be sure to subscribe, as I will be posting much more. Thank you. Bye bye.